Okay. And next one, kinds of forces. So if you take kinds of forces, we are having two kinds of forces: contact force, the non-contact force. The first one, if you take contact force, it is having muscular force and frictional force. The second one, non-contact force, it is having gravitational force, magnetic force, and electric force. Let us see one by one. First one, we are going to see about the contact force. In that, we are going to see about the muscular force. So if you take muscular force, all the force which is generated with the help of the muscle power, that is called as muscular force. That is running, walking, doing exercise, everything are done by muscular force. Even the internal functions like breathing, heartbeat, movement of food in the food canal, everything is done by the muscular force. And we are having other common examples like peeling of fruit and chopping of vegetable, hammering of nail, pulling of cart by the horses, and plowing by the bulls. Everything is done by the muscular force. And the next one, it is frictional force. First of all, we have to understand what is a friction. This frictional force will act between two objects in their area of contact. Okay. When an object, if we want to move an object from one place to other in a surface, then when we are applying a force, there will be a resistive force which is offered by the surface to the object. In the this resistive force will resist the motion of that object from that place to the other. That is called as the frictional force. Okay, that resistive force is the frictional force. For an example, we are provided with three examples. For example, we are provided three examples. First one, a rolling ball on the ground, it stops automatically. Why it stops automatically? Because the ground is offering the that frictional resistance to that ball's motion, so that the ball is losing its energy and come to rest. Okay. And the next example, the bicycle. Okay. Till you are pedaling your bicycle, the bicycle will move. Once you stop pedaling, the bicycle will move for a few meters, and then it will stop. It is also because of the effect of the frictional force. It stops the force applied on that body and stops the motion of that object. And the last example is moving the almirah from one corner to the other corner. Here, till you are applying the force, the almirah will move. Once you stop, the almirah will stop. Okay, that is all because of the frictional force. Okay, and next one, non-contact forces. If you take non-contact forces, the first one we are having gravitational force. All the objects which are present over the surface of the earth, it is remain attached to the surface of the earth, all because of this gravitational force. And this gravitational force is offering the weight to a mass of a body. Okay, how it is offering the weight? Okay, this body is attracted towards the surface. And say for an example, when we are standing on the surface of the earth, okay, our mass into gravity, that is 9.8, it is the force acting on the surface. Okay. Now the surface will give a force against that force towards our body. That force is called as the weight of the body. Okay. So the gravity is offering the weight to the body. And here, this gravitational force, they doesn't need any contact between the material. That is the condition. Okay. And Sir Isaac Newton, he actually proved for the first time every object with a mass will pull an other object with some other mass. Okay, for that we are given with an example. That one is called as actually called as the gravitational force or gravitational pull. We are given with an example with our Earth and Moon. With the gravitational pull of the Earth, the Moon is actually orbiting around the Earth. Okay, you understood what is gravitational force or force of gravity. And now magnetic force. So this magnetic force will work on magnetic material like iron, cobalt and nickel. When these kind of metals are placed in the magnetic field of a magnet, then this material will attracted towards the magnet and they will come and attach to that magnet. Okay, this is because of the magnetic force. We are having a imagination and we are having a belief that Earth is having a magnet. Earth is acting like a magnet. So that when we are suspending a magnet, the north pole of the magnet will show the south pole of the Earth, and it will show vice versa, the other side also. So the magnetic force, it is also doesn't require any contact between the material and the source. If the material is going to be in the magnetic field of a magnet, they will be attracted towards the magnet. And next one, the electrostatic force. This one we done in our school times, in our school, in our classes also. It will work. It will work with the scales also. If we rub the scales on our hair, or if we run the comb in our hair, the electrons in our hair will be transferred to that scale or the comb, and if we place the comb or a scale over the pieces of paper, and those pieces of paper will be attracted towards the comb or the scale. It is all because of the electrostatic charges. Okay, and the force between them, it is called as electrostatic force. Now, elementary learning for measurement of force. Here we are going to measure the force with the help of the spring balance. So this is the spring balance. One end is the fixed end, the other end it is having a hook where we used to suspend the material which we want to measure the weight. And this spring balance is provided with the spring. Over it, it is having a graduated scale and a needle to indicate the weight. This gravitational pull actually offers the weight to a object which is having a mass. Okay, with this spring balance we can measure the weight. So indirectly we can measure the force which is acting on the body, all because of the weight of the body due to gravity. You understand? So we can measure the force which is acting on the body, all because of the weight of the body which is acting, all because of the gravitational force. That's it. So that we call the spring balance as a force meter also. And the unit, SI unit of force, it is called as Newton. By this, the first session of the class is over. Thank you, class.